All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. Spencer and Joel here to walk you into the close. Happy afternoon, everyone. Happy afternoon, Moises, Easy Mike. Happy Aloha Smurf. Happy afternoon, James, Jack, Darren, everyone in the chat. It's a mostly green day. We got some red here and there, but most sectors are in the green, except for the banks and energy. We can talk about that. There are a few stocks on my radar. We'll get to a few of your stocks as well. But Joel, how was your day going? I missed you this afternoon on the spaces. That's okay though.
Yeah, we were spaceless. We gave it a shot here. Let's run down the index here.
Yeah.
And so where were we trading when the CPI came out at 8:30? What was that last take at 8:29 and 59 seconds? That tick was 43.48.50. So we have went down. We came within a point of Tuesday's low, which was a pre-market low. We came all the way back up. We came within a tick of yesterday's high. And now we're comfortable. I'm not going to say comfortable because the thing's just moving in 3-4 point increments, but we're basically 4 points above we were this morning. And this is just a tiring market. It's tiring, not because it's, there's volatility. It's just that it's just meandering. So the way things stand right now, we get an inside day, which is good. You got a double top on top of a double top, and then you got the high of the moon. So you got your resistance defined. And then on the downside, you got matching lows at 43.18, 17.75, and 18.75. So, man, this market is just trying to decide what to do. Are we going to get this pattern here from last week where we had you had 3 inside days in a row and then the bust out? I like to see it consolidate and make one decisive move one way or another, but that's what you're looking at in the technicals. And then to make things more fuzzy is this 43.50, the exact number. I know not only for me, but I've talked to some other technicians that that's their key level for the quarter. We hold 43.50, then Spencer's going to be winning that bet. We're going back to all-time highs. We don't hold that 43.50. We test that quad of lows down at the 42.65 area. Then we have some selling to do. So indecision. Crude in the red by 14 cents. We got a level for your crude traders. 3 lows right at the 79.50 area. I'd be keeping an eye on that. That'll be the key to testing that high at 82.18. And what's been our high close of the move? I like to keep an eye on that. That's 80.64. So you're going to have trio of closes right at the 80.50 area. Gold having a good day. Finally woke up 33.40. Took out that 17.80 level. We are now matching the high in that big red bar, 17.97.30. That's when the gold market really got tattered that day. Close, got the 97.40. There's a good level. Silver, we had the setup. Dennis talked about it, leaning on the lows at the 22.40 area. That's up 55 cents at 23.06. Bitcoin, testing that 58.3. Where did we get today? We got to 57.7, trading at the highs of the session. So Bitcoin trying to make another leg higher, and Ethereum still kind of quiet. Matching ranges in the Ethereum futures, just up $67.50, 35.56 in the quarter.
We've got a surprise guest on the show today. Here to tell us all about his plan to mint $1 trillion coin to get ourselves out of this deficit is Dennis Dick. Hello.
I got the $1 trillion coin.
Yeah.
But my kid, I've lost it. So that would be really bad. Eh? Imagine minting the $1 trillion coin and then you lose it. So whoever's in charge of it, I hope they don't have kids, because I'll tell you, any coins in my house, they disappear rather quickly. And usually the boy who's running kind of a Ponzi scheme inside this house is he collects all the coins from inside the house and then comes to me and says, I've got $5 worth of coins, please give me a $5 bill. I give him the $5 bill, and then I put the coins somewhere, and I forget where I put them, and I think the boy recollects them, and the cycle just keeps repeating itself. So he's smart. He figures it out. So if he had the $1 trillion coin, he'd be asking for a $1 trillion bill next. So
that's funny. All right,
so
Dennis,
yeah, some markets. I mean, chop, Joel. The chopsticks we were talking about. And you need the chopsticks today because that's what this market is. It's all chop. I see no real defined trend here. I mean, the banks, JP Morgan, ugly right off the hop, giving it all back quickly at the open. We know we get these violent moves at the open. We're going to talk a little bit about, the pricing inefficiency that happens at the open in our Saturday webinar. I'm going to be jumping into that stuff too and how to take advantage of it with relationship-based trading. But JP Morgan giving it back down 5 points. That's probably one of the stories of the day. And the other story is the Fed minutes. We just chop around, and you know what? I don't really think we have a direction here right now.
No, and we talked about it. We went back and forth, and I just mentioned it, Spencer, before before you came on, before the CPI number, we were at 48.50. Where it went down, we tested yesterday's low. Boom, came up on the Fed minutes and tested yesterday's high. So the bears can't bust it, and the bulls can't break it out. I mean, when that kind of thing happens, I think you just got to go with the trend. And we've been in a long-term uptrend, and it's just taking a breather. The concerning thing a little bit is the way JP Morgan was treated today. I kind of had just a feeling looking at the chart and looking at the pre-market. Just profit taking after that big move. There was a mixed report. They were lower on the revenue. So, I don't know. Is this going to be one of those earnings seasons where they just find something to pick on? Like poor Delta, they have their first winning quarter in like how long? And now the stock's down
picking on.
Yeah, they're picking. I wish we would just get out of this range. It's so exhausting and it's not going anywhere.
The one thing is you do see some separation today, though, which is interesting. You're seeing a lot of the cloud names really catching a bid.
Yep.
And, Kramer talking him up. I know Okta is going to be on Mad Money tonight. It's not a coincidence that Okta's flying all day. They tend to drift higher ahead of these Mad Money appearances. But, you look at CRM. It's having a pretty decent day, up $5. Workday with the rating change last night maybe kickstarted it a bit too. I believe it was. I had it written down. Was it? No, I don't remember. But somebody put a buy rating on WDAY.
D.A. Davidson with the
D.A.
buy
Davidson.
$300 price target.
With the buy rating last night. So, so you are seeing pockets of strength, Joel. But overall, it's just a lot of slop. And, what was strong yesterday is really kind of weak here today. General Motors having a pretty good day last few days, giving some of it back, some profit taking maybe in that area. But, what I think was the most surprising is that we had the disappointment from Apple. And I think, even I was saying on the pre-market show is that, you're expecting maybe potentially some weakness in tech, and that really didn't happen. Even some of the Apple suppliers started to shrug it off, where I believe AVGO has come all the way back and got most of its losses back there too. And Texas Instruments was down more. Texas Instruments still getting hit pretty good. Texas Instruments opened higher. Look at this opportunity, and there's something for you right there.
Wow.
How'd Texas Instruments open up on a day where Apple was cutting production guidance on their iPhone? That's an inefficiency to exploit right there. So, we can give that as an example on Saturday of just, looking at inefficiencies. You can quickly see like Skyworks, SWKS, Apple supplier as well. That was weak right off the hop. But surprisingly, Texas Instruments opened up. That was a gift because obviously it went straight down right after the open. It's been kind of going down since. So you got to take advantage of these, pricing inefficiency sometime, and the relationships still work.
Related to software names, Dennis, cybersecurity. There are a couple of those names as well that are like I don't know if you've seen Datadog recently. but I think it's a new all-time high. And
Wow.
what else was on my list here? Datadog and CyberArk. Have you seen CYBR?
No, and I guess this goes to show you, and I had sold this at 160. I bought this at around $100 for the longer term account. It had the quick run back in January from 100 to 160. I was like, too much, too fast. I was correct with that call, and it came all the way back down to 113. I never got back in it, and that's the biggest problem. And that's the biggest problem I have in the longer term account. It's like I time my exits fairly well, but then you forget about the stock and you don't get back in it. And all of a sudden, you look back and it's $179. Like, why didn't I rebuy that at 115 or 120 or even 130? And I didn't reload. And we know cybersecurity stocks eventually get hot again. They always seem to. So there you are. CYBR new all-time highs too. I mean, CrowdStrike pulling back there just the last few days. Fantastic 2-day run for CRWD. The good ones don't stay down long. It's up 17 points here today. So you can see where the pockets of strength, where you've got overall maybe market that's kind of choppy and some pockets of weakness. There's a lot of pockets of strength here today too. Another one, Sentinel One, which I was actually looking at just a few days ago at this $50 level. And then it popped and then it came back in. Well, you know what? It came back in, gave you a chance, and now it takes off again too. Symbol S on Sentinel One.
Yeah.
So, and it's one of those markets where, if you're in the strong stocks, when they give you those points of weakness, you got to try to take advantage of it.
What about I know, Spencer, I don't want to kick you in the teeth, but
it's okay.
No, it just doesn't stop. New high again today. New high again today.
Wow.
It's the type of market that is choppy enough, though, that if you're using stops, you're getting stopped out on a lot of your stocks. And, and that's, that's the difficult thing. And, I've had it happen to me too, where boom, you get stopped out and and ends up just going right after you get stopped out. So it's tricky sometimes. You get those undercuts and rallies and they get you too. So, I mean, we still got to do risk management. It's still very important, obviously, but I'll tell you, this is the type of market where you get stopped out on some good stocks.
There's
I've only got a couple minutes here, really, because I've got to go get ready for my close. But I just wanted to come on. I wanted to say hi. We were going to do a Spaces with Mitch at 2:00. We had some technical difficulties for whatever reason. I couldn't figure it out. Joel and I just didn't get the permission.
Okay. I've never done a Spaces. I've never hosted one either. So.
Permission. What's that, Matt? What's that?
I've never hosted one either, so I don't know.
Yeah, so it's the first time we tried it. We couldn't figure it out. Joel and I, we know we're not that technically savvy, so probably something to do with my iPhone 5 thing. But I'm still waiting here. I got the 12.
That is definitely why.
So maybe when I get the 12, I can do some space.
Time out. That is definitely the problem. Show that phone again.
I got the new one ordered. It's the iPhone. I'm on the iPhone 5.
I told you this is what happens. Your apps won't
I know.
work.
That's what it is, I think. And then it wasn't. But Joel's on a newer one, but I don't know. So
I was trying to do it on my computer.
And it wasn't working for him either.
I hate computers. I
hate computers. I've never been very good at them either, to be honest with you. So
all right.
I trade on them, but I'm not a computer geek. I'll tell you that. So anyways, I'm going to say goodbye because I got to get ready for the close. I just want to pop on and give my quick market thoughts. Chop is still the name of the game. I'm not chasing moves. We're going to get some big companies reporting tomorrow. A pile of bank earnings. Citi, Bank America, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo. We're going to hear from Taiwan Semiconductor. Friday, we're going to get Goldman Sachs. We got some big earnings reports coming up. And then tomorrow night, we get Alcoa. Really, there's not much tonight. So it's tomorrow morning where we're going to start getting the fireworks from earnings. So get ready. It's coming.
Don't forget about Domino's. And Walgreens Boots Alliance. And that's kind of it.
Domino's, will they deliver again?
They seem to. They usually do.
All right. A rare treat. Dennis,
thank you, Triple.
Thanks for coming on.
Good luck with the close, guys.
All right. Someone in the chat asked, isn't Palantir cybersecurity? It's not how it's treated by the market. Whether it is or isn't is, I guess, up for debate, but it is
when
not
did that have a that contract? That's when it had to pop up to 25.
Every pop is a new contract.
Yeah, that's what it is in Palantir. We're still trying to find some direction here into the close. Still maintaining a gain here of a little over 10 handles. Just this 43.50. I might take a couple of days off until we can get away from that level. But someone asked about plug power.
Yeah. Someone in the chat, I forget who it was, had his options on plug.
Yes.
Looks like they're in the money and they don't know what to do.
Well, first let me bring up the 24-hour market. That's what we like to focus on. And I said, hey, if you get through 32.56, there's only one other level to focus on. And where is that level? That level was right here. Boom, I identified this high 33.28. You got there. There's a pair of highs at 33.61 and 33.66. You're trading right there right now. It's got the momentum. Don't know when your options expire. I don't, if they're short term, you can always, maybe pluck a 34 call or a 35 call and sell some premium, let it evaporate a little bit. There's a $2 gap in there. Doesn't, it seems to be marching also, bumping up against some monthly highs. So 34, I'd say next target, hold out for, that would be your July high at 34.45. But just nice move, continuation. Just one, two, three, four, fifth day in a row. So trend is your friend here, plug power.
Yeah, Jack Douglas said he made 10% on plug $30 puts today. So very nice job. Net Cloudflare, sticking with that cybersecurity theme. Net has also been a beast. No Morales is pointing out, and I saw that.
Someone
Yep,
asked about that today, and what are you going to say about Cloudflare, right?
yeah,
Yesterday, very impressive day, as it made made a new all-time closing high by $6, and then it held yesterday's high is 51.47, held that off the open 51.19. There you go, another new all-time closing high and high. Hard to
yeah.
pick resistance when there
All right.
just isn't any.
Someone in the chat asked about SLGG Super League Gaming. I remember this one. This was the stock back in March went from like 2 to 11 in the span of a couple of weeks, and there was a couple people at Benzinga, people on our like customer support / marketing team, and I know they were, and they're also like gamers or whatever, and they were like, well, they thought this stock was like the next big thing. I think this is during that run back in March, and I don't want to call anybody out, but I maybe should follow up with those people and see if they're still in this thing or what, because they were like, yeah, I think the Super League Gaming is awesome. SLGG all the way. It's back down to 3. It's back down to where it was before I made that move. So
Was it a Reddit stock? I mean,
no.
Super League Gaming. What is it? Online gaming? There?
Yeah. I think actually it's mobile gaming.
Mobile
I
gaming.
think.
It looks okay. You found some, I don't know if anybody's asking about this, but under $3, you found your buyers, and now you're lifting a little bit. 3 highs in the same area, 3 busting above it today. Not on huge volume, but showing some signs of life. I guess 333 thing doesn't move a ton, but above that, maybe
Yeah.
make a move to 350. But 2 good days in a row after 2 not so good days.
Yeah. Okay. So gaming streaming. Thank you. I was close. I said mobile gaming. It's I was in the same ballpark. It's a network. Thank you. A network for streams. Toronto Dave. Thank you very much. I was close. Maybe not exact, but close enough. Hey, what else was on my list here? Oh, I don't know if you all have seen TTM Tata Motors. This is not the most liquid stock. It tends to be near the top of my my movers tool in Pro, either up or down every single day. Like overnight, it makes these big weird overnight moves. I think it trades over. I know it trades over in Europe. Their EV subsidiary got some private investment. I think yesterday, or was it yesterday, or maybe the day before. This thing is going parabolic here, and this stock is Gap City, as you can see on the daily.
Yeah.
But not. I'm talking about even going beyond October, right? If you just look at the daily chart, you just see there's just like it's every day is a small gap. It's not the most liquid market here in the U.S., but parabolic stock, and I see it every morning because every morning it's either gapping up or gapping down like 2 or 3%. I mean, these days it's only gapping up, obviously, but
I mean, what do we got? What do we got for a high? We're trading at the highs of the sessions, 34.40. I just go back to the monthlies here. You know, if you're looking at trying to figure out where this thing is going, and where did I get my line? I believe these come across at, come on, $35. Oh, what's wrong with my trade state? It's not letting me pick up this line. Let me try it one more time for my drawing tool. There you go. Right there, 35 monthly highs going back to 2000s, late middle of 2017 till the end of 2017. So there's your next target. I mean, strong stock. We know, you know what can happen to you when you start shorting these rocket ships. So maybe wait for a couple, you know, if you're looking to lock in profits, maybe just, you know, keep moving your stop up to, you know, below these lows and let the market take you out on a downswing instead of trying to pick the top.
I'm putting the a link in the chat right now to an interview that Mitch did with the CEO of Super League Gaming. FYI, someone in the chat asked if anybody invests in watches. I do. I did hear that there is like a massive Rolex shortage. That they literally like they're not making new Rolexes or selling Rolexes right now because they can't make them. They don't have
They
the
don't have the
components.
chips, is what I
Yeah,
heard.
right. It's the chips. Anyway, I bring that up because someone in chat asked about it, and Movado is still around. MOV, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
still around. We
Uh,
haven't talked about it for a while.
I'm a watch guy.
You're a
I
watch
like,
guy.
you know what? Even when I was younger, I was like the little geeky kid wearing watches. I just always watch them, always watch them, always wear them, and got a, I don't know, 3 or 4. Got the Apple one. It's okay, you know. I don't use it a ton, but Movado. I mean, if you're bullish watches here, Movado looking okay, knocking on the door here. $33. Got the 33.16. That 33 has been a sticking point here. Kind of consolidation. Boom. Let's see, clear 33. I don't know. No one covers this. It's, I
What
don't know
about
what the
what about
cast.
Fossil? What about FOSL? Have you looked at that one
Fossil.
lately?
What's that? Like $5? Where is
I
Fossil?
no, not
Nope,
quite.
12
I haven't looked at
bucks.
this chart for a couple, probably over a
Yeah, ever
year.
since Bubba Watson won the what was it he won? Was it the
It
Masters
was
or
the
something?
Masters, yes.
Yeah, I always talk about that. Showing life. I mean, great support at 11.50 and now clearing that $12 level. I mean, you know, lower risk plays, not big movers. Filling a gap you had. I don't know if that was from earnings or what, but next target is a little over the 12.50 area. Let's call it 12.66. That splits two highs from October 4th and October 5th.
Here's what I'm afraid now is going to happen. It's basically impossible to determine if a company is going to come out and say, "Hey, yeah, we've got a massive shortage. We're not going to be able to make and or sell as much of whatever it is that we make." You know, they're all going to blame supply shortages. It's easier to blame that than it is better to blame that than it is to come out and say, "Oh yeah, like demand is not where we want it. Like demand is low, right?" Obviously, that's what lower demand is worse than a messed up supply chain. Obviously, so every company, the good and the bad, are all going to blame supply chain, and it's going to be impossible to know who's lying and who's not. Like Apple, probably not lying, right? We know the demand for iPhones are very strong, but like
Yes. Yeah.
but there are going to be companies out there that are saying, "Yeah, we got to cut guidance because, oh yeah, so our supply chain's messed up." No, it's not. Their demand is low, but they have a convenient excuse. But we're not going to know who that is. So
Yeah.
stand by.
I mean, people are still going to get those phones, right? Maybe they'll just get them a little bit later, right? I mean,
Right.
that would be the only thing. Uh, but let's see here. We got 5 minutes into the close market. You know, not we've had the late day swoons a couple days, but
Yeah.
not here. Trying to maintain a bid up 13 handles here, 53.75, as I mentioned, not far off from where we're at with the CPI data. But it looks like we're going to have a winning day here, at least in the
Yeah.
index futures.
I mean, I look at it from more of a sector standpoint, and every sector is
Hmm.
gonna close green today, with the exception of the financials, which are gonna close down about 0.5% probably, somewhere around there. So you do have more green than red. Not to say there aren't pockets of red, because there very clearly are pockets of red today outside of the banks, right? I'm looking at
What else is there?
I mean, we mentioned some of the stocks that were strong yesterday or week, right? The automakers, right? McDonald's, I see in the red. Starbucks, I see in the red. Got some real estate in the red here and there.
How's Bros doing?
Airlines. How's Bros? Probably higher. If I know one thing about anything, it's probably higher.
Yeah, it is. It is a little momentum off that upgrade up 282. Kind of blew by that. We talked about 47 being key. Look at that. Blew through it on Monday. Came back to it yesterday, and then gave you another look. So back back on its back on the winning path here for Bros. Next target on the upside, minor target 53.44, but if this thing gets back near 55, palms out, two highs 54, 69, 54, 90 back on September 23rd and September 24th.
I was looking for stocks making 52-week lows today, and I had some other filters on. But I didn't see too many that I cared about. AT&T though was on the list. Verizon near there. Bristol Meyer. That BMY chart is like disgusting. So
let's take a look at BMY. Look at that. They just walked it down. Look at the way they walked that thing down, and then they just like step down, seller, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then they're like, okay, let it breathe, let it breathe, let it breathe, and then boom, wow. Well, I mean, either gonna get this pattern that you did near 60 at 57, and then it's just gonna go in another leg lower, or finally have a rally. BMY out of favor. I want to check Merck. How's Merck trading here? Down 74 cents. That was a gift up there on the pill. Haven't heard anything about the emergency authorization yet, but Merck
from
looks like it's going to fill that gap.
Trying to think, J&J had a headline today about that.
We don't talk COVID. We don't talk the variant. We don't really. It's like our buzzwords have gone from Kathy. We talk Kathy. COVID we talked about for a long time, and then the Delta variant was part of it, and now it's supply chain.
Yeah,
supply chain.
Yeah, that's it.
What will be the next buzzword?
I have to say, I'm incredibly thankful that earnings season is upon us, because the past couple of weeks have been kind of a slog. So we're finally gonna have something to talk about. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta break. There's looking at the S&P cash a little different than you're looking at the futures. But hey, if you're a range trader, and this might be your kind of market. So just changing up styles. There are obviously stocks making some big moves, but sometimes it's just good to just take the foot off the throttle and see what the market reevaluate and see what the market offers you the next day. It looks like we got a few buyers into the cash close here. The futures will be marked right here. So we did overall up day closing in the upper part. I'll call it 43.55, just eyeballing it. So that's it for today, folks. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, and see what we do with this inside day.
All right, Christopher Joel coming up live right now. I'll be back on the stream at 4:30 to open up the virtual track of our Cannabis Capital Conference. Very excited for that. So stick with me at 4:30. Christopher Joel live right now. I'm going to end the stream, redirect to that. Please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. Richard Judge asked if I was feeling regenerated. Yeah, I feel about the same, honestly. I feel good. I've got this cough, which you've heard, but I feel more or less fine. The second that I get the okay from the doctor to not quarantine, I'll be back at the office probably, right? As soon as they say I'm not contagious. So I feel okay. So thanks for all the well wishes. All right, Christopher Joel is live right now. I'm going to end the stream. I hope everyone had a great day. Catch you guys in a little bit.